Good morning, dear children. How are you today? Сәлеметсіңдер бе, балалар? Қалдарың қалай? Здравствуйте, ребята. Как ваши дела? The theme of our lesson is travel verbs. Бүгінгі біздің сабақ тақырыбымыз саяхат, етістіктер. Тема нашего урока называется путешествие глаголы. Let's learn new words. Кәне, жаңа сөздерді жаттап алайық. Давайте учить новые слова. Book – билетке тапсырыс беру. Заказать билеты. Board – тақта, доска. Check-in – тексеру, проверять. Stop off – тоқтап тұру, остановиться. Fasten – бекіту, закрепить. Turn back – артқа оралу, возвращаться. Set off – бару, отправляться. Come across – қарсы келу, натолкнуться. Let's do exercise number 1. Check the meaning of the words in the box and complete the sentence. Бірінші жаттығуда сөздердің мағынасын біліп алдық. Енді мына сөйлемдерді толықтырамыз. В упражнении номер 1 мы узнали, какие слова как переводятся, а теперь заполняем этими словами предложения. Exercise number 2. Екінші жаттығу. Read the spaceship announcement below the choose the correct words. Learn, listen and check your answers. Екінші тапсырмада дұрыс сөзді белгілейміз. В упражнении номер 2 выбираем правильное слово.
Point 13.
Welcome aboard from Captain Mitch Mitchell and the crew. The flight takes off at 7 p.m. and the last passengers are now boarding the ship. Our safety film starts in 5 minutes. Before this, can we please ask you to fasten your seatbelts? This flight is the tourist special and will stop off at the moon on the way to Jupiter, where we will arrive in about 6 months. We don't expect to come across any meteor showers on this trip, but if we have to turn back or change course, we will inform you.
Exercise number 3. Listen to another announcement and word the tourist special to Jupiter. Who is making the announcement? Үшінші жаттығуды тыңдаймыз. Бұл хабарламаны кім айтып жатыр? Упражнение номер 3. Слушаем и определим, кто это говорит.
Track 3.14.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard Cosmos 9. My name's Clara Zeffa, and I am your tourist guide for this voyage to Jupiter. Before we take off, I'll give you a few details about the trip and answer questions. The whole journey takes 6 months, and we arrive in Jupiter's orbit in September. However, we stop off at a number of places on the way.
What's the first place we stop off at?
The moon. We land there tomorrow at 2 a.m. and set off again 5 hours later. It will be possible to visit the moon base there. Also, there is a guided tour of the Neil Armstrong Museum, which you might find interesting. It tells the story of early space travel. The tour starts at 2:30 and lasts an hour. If you're interested, send me a message.
Where do we go next?
After that, we go to Mars. We arrive there in June, and we stay 5 days. That will give you plenty of time to visit the main tourist attractions. I've already booked accommodation in Mars City for the first night. You're staying in the luxury Interstellar Hotel in Mars City. After that, there are 2 options. I'm taking a group for a 2-day tour of the mountains. Alternatively, you can stay in Mars City and go sightseeing.
Are we going to Jupiter after Mars?
Yes, but first we're traveling to Ganymede, one of the moons of Jupiter. It's a long journey, so you can sleep on the way. We're spending 2 days on Ganymede at another 5-star hotel, which I've booked for 2 nights. It is a lovely moon, and there are day trips to the most beautiful areas. The journey to Jupiter from Ganymede takes 10 hours. The weather is cold there in September, so we will give you special spacesuits to make your stay more comfortable.
Will we see any aliens on the journey?
I'm sorry, but we won't meet any aliens. Right. The safety film is starting in a minute. Sit back and enjoy the trip.
The spaceship takes off in 5 minutes' time. Please fasten your seatbelts.
Exercise number 4. Read the text and decide what type of information is missing. Then listen again and complete the text. 4-ші жаттығу. Мәтінді тағы да оқимыз және де қайсы ақпарат қалып кеткен анықтаймыз. Тыңдап, мәтінді толықтырамыз. В упражнении номер 4 читаем обратно текст и узнаем, какие информации здесь нет. Потом слушаем обратно и заполняем текст. Let's watch the video. Коне, видео көрейік. Давайте смотреть видео.
Earth is a big place. If you could drive around the entire planet, it would take more than 16 days of non-stop driving at highway speeds. But compared to some of the planets in our solar system, it's pretty small. We often see planets displayed as similar in size, like this, to make details on smaller planets easier to see. In reality, the size of planets compared to each other looks more like this. Even though this shows the sizes of planets accurately, they aren't that close together. Because of the great distances between planets and the planets' relatively small sizes compared to those distances, it's practically impossible to create a visual representation on a screen or the page of a book that realistically represents the sizes of the planets and the distances between them. As a result, the best we can usually do is show the accurate sizes of the planets or the accurate distances between the planets. Remember, they aren't really lined up like this. In space, the planets' positions are constantly changing as they revolve around the sun.